changes a lot of our perspective of what we interpret as the galactics, of what we interpret as like other galactic societies. Not to say that I definitely feel that there are other multiverses and galaxies and those kind of things for sure. But I think it changes the way we look at a multiverse, because like with that book that I shared the excerpts from, the Terra Infinita, and that guy drew the map, and you know, there's all these other lands, and they all have names of like the planets that we have in our solar system, or like the other things like the Pleiades, the lands of Orion. It's like, what if it was always right here?
It would make sense.
And we're thinking it's like far out, like in the galaxy kind of thing.
I feel it would always just go back to the very, again, Mom had to be very simple with the truths, and also she couldn't. Yeah,
she did say all of creation is here, though.
Yeah, she did say all of creation is here, and the other thing I was thinking of is that Earth is the center of the universe.
Yes.
So when you look at those old maps, Earth, where we live, the continents that we know exist are in the center of this galaxy.
Of this big dome.
Yes.
The mother dome.
Yes. It would make a lot of sense why certain star races are contracted to help, like the Pleiades, the Arcturians, the Lyrians, and the Sirians. I feel like that they are not as far away as we have been told to think, or how our ego, our mind believes, and I feel like that's why we are connected to those star systems the most. Most people know about Pleiadians and Arcturians. Why? So we're probably going to meet them first, you know, like the Lyrians and the Sirians, like cats and dogs, like where we can handle seeing dog and cat people before we start seeing like the blue avians, you know what I mean?
And it makes sense too because when Mom would always like, you know, describe what happened with Atlantis and Lemuria, and you know, you're trying to picture it as two civilizations living in different frequencies, and that's kind of hard to imagine, right? Because how is one living in one dimension? Well, now it makes sense, because there's tons of other lands outside of our little ice wall that are living in different dimensional frequencies, but all inhabiting one full planet, you know? So it's like, okay, well, that actually like makes the most sense, and would make sense of how, you know, even in that book, they talk about like how the lower entities started invading all the lands.
Yeah, they couldn't
of
keep
the Earth.
They couldn't keep
after
their
the
own
fall.
Shit. Yeah,
and so that's been the Galactic Wars.
Yep,
was all, and probably elsewhere too, but a lot of it was obviously here.
Yeah, then like I feel like I saw another island that had something to do with the Anunnaki. Again, would make sense why the Anunnaki came in when Earth shit the bed, or they were the ones that did it, you know, when everything started to collapse. Again, that would make sense why a lot of people like do feel connected to the Anunnaki, and I feel like because we have so much DNA from the Anunnaki that and, you know, people know, like, whether people see them as good or bad, we know, again, that the Anunnaki were not great, then they flipped, so it's like, I do see a lot of people also resonating with the Anunnaki, because we know that they flipped, so people connecting to them really isn't necessarily, it's not the whole truth, but it's not bad.